Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I know, girl, I am late with this review. At one point, I wasn't. I was just gonna be like, you know what? Tomorrow, the new episode comes on, so I might as well just wait until tomorrow and forget about last week. But I ain't have nothing else to do. I ain't got no life, so I was like, girl, let me just go ahead and watch last week's episode. So here we are. This is Love and Marriage GC Season 1, Episode 6. All right, so basically, this is just going to be quick because, again, tomorrow the new episode is coming on. So DJ Quick, he basically has wrist problems. He said that, one day he couldn't tie his shoes. Girl. So he goes to see a doctor, and the doctor basically recommends that he wears a brace. I think 4 to 6 weeks, so he doesn't lose mobility in his wrist. Of course, him being a man, we are all hard-headed, and sometimes we think we know more than the doctor know, even though, girl, we go see the doctor, right? So he's probably not going to listen to his wife, nor, girl, the professional. I'm hoping he did. I don't really keep up with him outside of the show. If he wants to continue to work, okay, you gotta work. If you want to keep on working, and if he want, girl, keep smacking Ashley on them cakes, and girl, mama got cake, baby. So, girl, like she said, you can't. All this I got back here, ain't one hand ain't gonna do nothing. You need two, and maybe part of your foot to hold this up, okay. Um, Anyways, so Arena and her daughter are out drinking. I think that is so cute. I love when I see grown kids out with their out with their parents having a cocktail. I know dads. I hear stories all the time about dads. Loving to sit and have a beer with their sons. Some parents, they don't believe in that. Miss Evelyn, girl. I don't even think Miss Evelyn, I'm talking about, see, I'm bringing up Braxton family values. I don't even think she allows her kid, no, she doesn't drink with her kids. Now, mind you, these women 50, these women 50 years old, married, divorced, girl got kids, and he's talking, I don't drink with my kids. Well, some of the 50-year-old woman that's sitting across the table from you, that's probably paying your bills, you don't drink with her? Okay. Monique. Monique and Chris they go over to the Silvers. What's it, Silvers? Is that their last name? DJ Quick and Ashley, they go over to their home. Her kitchen is really, really nice. Chris basically, Monique is just talking about, I guess her part that she played in the miscommunication or the delivering of what happened at the dinner with Miss Winter. Chris says that that's not how Monique. That's not Monique. She ain't never been a messy person. Now I said, hold on, sir, girl. Now if we go get Sherman, can we go get Sherman from that other show? Can we go get Jizzy from that other show? Cause they were beg to differ, sir. Cause wasn't Monique the one who introduced Sherman's ex-wife to the show? And wasn't Monique all in the mix talking about how Sherman, girl, and his business on the show, on that other show? So you can sit here and keep saying, and then remember when Chris on that other show was saying that trying to blame, I guess, Monique being messy on the other women. No, your wife is just messy. Your wife is messy on her own. Okay? So she basically says that Winter is a woman's woman. She's always empowering women. Monique invites them to an intuitive healing session. Winter is going out of town. Her kids come into her room. I don't know why I was expecting their children. Well, the one's a 20, and I don't know how old her son is, but I was expecting babies, like young kids, right? Like I was expecting I don't know, 5 and 6 year olds. Even though Winter had already said, I think she's 40, And I think she was like, her first marriage was years ago. So I should have been expecting, like, grown kids pretty much, But when they walked in, I was like, girl, where these grown people come from? Um, I love the fact that Winter, it seems in this episode, that Winter has an open and honest line of communication with her kids. I think that is wonderful. I really, really do. And she allowed the kids to express how they felt, and she didn't get upset, right? She listened. She didn't interrupt. So shout out to Winter. Winter, you might be a messy heifer, but you seem like a good ass mama. We can't have it all. Anyways, Kayla, her daughter, you could tell you could tell her kids are really, really smart. She says that I think Winter said something about her being blinded, and Kayla said that I would have to disagree. He was love bombing you. He was manipulating you, taking you shopping, right? While he was manipulating you, he was doing all of these things so you wouldn't see who he really was. Winter would consider herself, I guess, a victim. I guess based off of what her truth is from the situation, I could see how she could consider herself a victim in this situation with Kevin. I'm going to leave it at that. I could see, based off of the conversation that Winter had with her children, and based off of Winter telling Ashley, I think the week before last or last week, oh, you're just victim blaming. Basically she was, basically when Ashley was saying whatever she was saying, I could see based off of this conversation how Winter in her head would say that I'm the victim. I can understand it. Do I agree that she's a victim? No. But I could see how she could see that. Does that make sense? Anyways, Monique, Ashley, and Winter go out. Winter says, here I am again walking into a situation where she's already seated with people I have issues with. Well, if you're talking about the last situation, girl, you didn't have an issue with... This is the thing, that's why I'm so confused about Winter, because based off of this comment, I'm assuming she meant the last sit down, which was at Ashley's event. You didn't have an issue with him. Because technically, when you left the lunch with Arena, the other girl, and Ashley, everything had been squashed, and y'all were basically hitting the restart button. So you really didn't have an issue with anybody. Now, they had an issue with you because of what Monique had told them, but you walked in like, oh, girl, we're good. Until you found out, girl, we're not, based off of what you said. Winter basically tells Ashley that she wasn't being malicious when she basically was saying that, she's heard rumors. Listen, I know every situation is not the same. We're just going to talk about this one situation. I think it is hard for me to really maybe we've all done it. Maybe we've all done this. I said, girl, I really wasn't being malicious. I don't know how it would be hard for the person on the other end to think that when you say something like, you've heard rumors about their marriage, to think that you were not being malicious. You see what I'm saying? So even with Winter saying that she wasn't, even if it wasn't Winter, if it was me, you, your mom, and your cousin too, if we had said the same thing, we can't expect the person on the other end to think after we said we were not being malicious that we were really telling the truth, especially when we're saying things that, rumors about I've heard rumors about your marriage. I don't know. But I will say this much, Monique is pretty much, I guess, the girl who holds the girls together. So Monique has to kind of basically play the producer. That's basically what Monique is doing. So she has to go back and tell the girls what the other girls said in order to keep the story going. It's a show. I get it, right? So I'm not mad at Monique for doing what she did because, again, it's a show. It is true now that I think about Monique, a lot of the stuff that Winter was saying, I could be wrong because I forgot about last week's episode. I mean, I watched and reviewed it, but I remember saying that there was a part of what Winter was telling Monique where it wasn't like Winter said it to, and I think that was a part about the rumor that Winter didn't say it to Ashley. It was more so like, you know how like you talking to your friends and you just talking your shit, and you're like, girl, I don't hear rumors about your husband anyways. But you're not saying it as though I told her. I'm telling you. Like now, in this present conversation. And Monique took that part back to Ashley like Winter had told Ashley that. And that's not what Winter had that's not what she did. So that's how some of the stuff got messed up because Monique, did mess up with delivering some of the mess. Does it take away from the fact that Ashley? Well, I guess it does. No, because that's not. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, Winter. No, because even with her telling Monique that in private, like as part of their conversation, I still don't know if you can say something like that about somebody's marriage and it not come across as malicious. Girl, just own it. Girl, Lisa, shout out to Lisa Rinna, girl, just own it. Girl, we done all probably did it, girl. Bitch, I done heard rumors about her man anyways. How that sound? Did that sound like I was being malicious? She ain't say it that way. I added a little stank on it. Anyways, I put there's fault on both ends because when Ashley went to Monique, Ashley, again, from what I saw on camera, Ashley did not tell the full story. Ashley didn't finish the story by saying, but at the end of the day, before we left, we were good. We talked about everything, blah, blah, blah. I felt like they had, were mean girls and all that stuff. But by the end of the conversation, by the end of dinner, we came to a resolve and everything was good. That's the part she left out. So based off of the fact that she left that part out, girl, I could see how Monique could be like, girl, y'all still beefing? Girl, she said y'all beefing, girl. You know what I'm saying? Jamie. I was really trying to hold out for so they go to the intuitive, right? She seems like she's good. Like she knows what she's doing. She says Jamie is aggressive. Clearly, I mean, the family has already said it. He's in the confessional as Arena is talking, shaking his head like. Then he finally, says that she was correct, that he is. We know your family done told us. Everybody ain't lying. Now this was the part that got me. Arena is over there crying. I think because Terry said that I guess Arena always has to kind of act like everything is perfect or something like that. And so she started crying because she did say that, every time she walks out the house, she feels like everything has to be the way that she looks, everything. Basically, everything in her life, she feels like it has to be perfect. Even though she knows it's not, she feels like it has to be. So she's crying. Girl, I see somebody's hand underneath the blanket hit Arena. I said, did he just hit her? Your wife is sitting beside you crying and you just hit her. Like, you know how like two people are sitting under a blanket and you can see the hand like this, like, girl, y'all know y'all ain't slow. I'm acting like y'all slow. Girl, so they putting they sitting under the blanket and you can see his hand hit her underneath the blanket. And so that's when Terry knelt down and basically she told him something. And then in the confessional, Arena let us know that he did hit her. He tapped her, not hit her but like tapped her like. He was like, "Well, I didn't know why you was crying." This is, I don't know, girl. Your wife is sitting there crying, and your reaction is not to give her a hug. I thought he was about to rub her knee, not to rub her knee, not to grab her hand and squeeze it, not to bring her in closer to you. is to hit her and to basically tell her to shut the fuck up. Stop all that goddamn crying. You acting like a weak. You acting weak. What are you doing? I don't know why you crying. That's a mess. And then DJ Silva, he lets us know, the intuitive said something about 999. He found out his mother basically was about to die at 9 years old. She had cancer, and I think his father passed away in 1999. So that was the nines I think that they were talking about. It's sad because clearly we're all raised the same. I'm not gonna say all of us, but I was raised the same. Like the whole crying stuff. I just really and truly, I don't know where, when it come to me and crying and being so emotional, I don't know where that came from because baby, I was not raised that way. That whole crying stuff did not happen in my house, okay? But I think it's just like one of those things. And then it's even sadder because for DJ Silva, you had his father tell him, girl, a child. Not a baby, but he was only 9 years old, but a child. His daddy told him before they walked into his mother's funeral to basically man up and don't cry. This boy's mother is lying in a casket. And you expect him to be a man at 9 years old and not cry. We all gonna have to do better, y'all. You see how people treat Candace when she was crying on TV? Anyways, the intuitive tells Chris not to live through Monique. I didn't know what the hell that meant. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, girl, don't live through Monique. I didn't know what she meant by that. Monique tried to explain it in the confessional, but I still didn't. I still didn't get what Monique was. I guess Monique was trying. I guess Monique was trying to say. It sounds like that whole passion. What's your passion? Thing came from Terry. Did it? Or did it come from their life coach or somebody? I don't know, girl. And that was pretty much it. DJ Quick and his brothers go to his father's gravesite, and DJ Quick breaks down from reading a letter that his mother wrote to him, I think to him or to them when he was 9 years old, right before she died. She wrote them a letter, and this was his second time ever reading the letter, and he cried. Oh, he made a comment to the intuitive that Ashley just wants him to cry. And I don't think Ashley wants him to cry. I think Ashley's whole point was basically you can feel safe with me. You don't have to be this person who can't show emotion or be vulnerable, right? When you come home, you don't have to bring all that fake shit over here. Like, I'm your wife. I think that's where Ashley is coming from. It's not about you necessarily crying. It's about you knowing that you can be safe with her. That's it. Anyways, I'm gone. I'm about to watch Chasing Atlanta, and I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.